Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards. Thanks for joining this episode today. Today we have really big hobby news. eBay has done awesome and partnered with USPS to create a new shipping method for cards that are worth between 50 cents to 20 bucks. This new shipping method will drastically reduce the cost that a seller and a buyer have to pay and receive, so that way shipping is more affordable and more cards will be moved. What it is usually, no matter what you sell for sports cards, it's usually $3.50 to $5 for shipping depending on where you're in the country and where you're sending it to in the country. But now with this new method, it'll be 50 cents to $1 depending on where you're sending it to in the country. This is fantastic because we'll be able to sell more cards, buy more cards, and do a bunch of great stuff there. The method that they're going to be using this as is called standard envelope shipping for trading cards. This will just be a plain white envelope, not a bubble mailer, but actually like a little white envelope itself. You'll put the card in and then you just seal it like normal, and you just put a tracking number on that they'll provide, and it will be much cheaper as you're paying it through your PayPal or your eBay account directly through eBay. It'll make it so sellers be able to sell more product. That's one good thing about it, is all of us as sellers have probably at least 100 cards that are worth $5 or $4 to $5. And if we could sell all that, make $500, we could buy a really big PC card, but it's just too hard to sell them on eBay. Simply because $4 shipping connected to a $5 card essentially doubles the price of what the person would want to pay. With this new method, if you're selling a $5 card, it'll be $6 max for anybody in the country, which is extremely reasonable. You'll move more cards, you'll make more money, so you can buy more personal PC cards, which is awesome. On top of that, it gives you protection as a seller. A lot of sellers in the past have already been sending cards in plain white envelopes. People have gotten it in the past, and I've seen people complaining on Facebook about it because it's a pretty big card they sent in an envelope with just some extra stamps on there. And this is tough for a seller because if a seller ships a card this way, if the buyer gets it, there's no tracking number attached to it. They can just say they didn't get the card, which is extremely dishonest, but they can say they didn't get the card and the seller will have to refund them and they get to keep the card. But this way, the seller will be able to actually put the tracking number on, ship it for almost as cheap, and guarantee the buyer won't be doing that. And on top of all of this, it will just allow eBay to have more transactions, which will have a lot more cards come onto eBay in this price range. I'm going to be listing a lot more cards I was planning on sending to ComC, which is another different website you can sell cards for relatively cheap on there. But ComC takes a couple months to get your cards up. So this is a great alternative, as I can list it right now, sell it right now, and ship it tomorrow and get the money almost instantly. So you'll see a lot of new cards coming onto eBay that previously weren't on there because it's actually a reasonable way to make some money now, especially if it's a $15 card, and you can only have to ship it for $1. People are going to do that. I will be buying those types of cards and be making more money. As a buyer, it's a really good thing because you get cards cheaper, plain and simple. There's been dozens of times. I'm a Billy Butler collector. He's the guy I collect that's kind of outside the Trout, Betts, Sotos. Billy Butler's the guy that I enjoy collecting cards of. And there's been dozens of times deals have been completely squashed because of the fact a 50-cent card has a $4 shipping attached to it. But now with this shipping method, if it's only 50-cent shipping for a 50-cent card, I can get this 50-cent card for $1. Makes a massive difference for me, as I'm able to get, if it's that method, I can get 4 cards for the price what it was previously. If it was $4 to get that 50-cent card, now it's 4 cards for $4. It's fantastic. On top of that, if you're a set collector, if you like to build sets, this helps you drastically. You'll be able to go out and you'll be able to finish sets much easier. You'll be able to identify, target, get a card for $1 that should be worth $1, or a card that's worth 50 cents for 50 cents, along those types of lines, and you'll be able to finish sets. Previously, if it's 100, actually a lot of times Topps flagship is a 300 card set, or Topps Chrome's 200 cards, Topps Finest is 100 cards. So let's say you're trying to finish the Topps Chrome set, refractor set, and you have to pay $4 for every single card, and there's 200 cards, that's $800, essentially just for shipping almost. But now if it's only $1, you're still paying $200, but from $800 to $200 for shipping, it's a really reasonable priced option. And it's really good news for card collectors and sellers that eBay is doing this. This just shows that eBay is seeing the sports card community as growing, and they want to accommodate to us. They've been doing this to sneaker sellers in the past, and if they're doing that to us, it's fantastic. I saw on eBay that sneaker sellers, if they wanted to sell some shoes, as long as they sell over $100, there's no fees. I think they pay 3% versus the 13% that we pay for sports cards, which is a massive difference. I'm hoping we kind of go that route. They see us in that same category. But until then, they're doing things like this slowly to help protect us, for the sellers who want to ship cheap cards for cheap, the buyers who want to get cheap cards for cheap, and just make sure that the hobby itself is thriving and growing. Another thing for the buyer, we'll be able to find those cards that usually aren't listed because now it's actually worth the seller's time. Before it wasn't worth that time of theirs, but now it will be. So I plan on selling a whole bunch of cards in this method. And in order to get there, all you have to do is just search the player's name. And well, if you're on a phone, for example, if you want to list a product, go to where you list it normally. Go down to where you can pick the shipping options. Click on the shipping option, and you'll be able to see the standard envelope for trading cards under $20 option. Click that, and it'll kind of give you a rough estimate. And the one I had, it said 91 cents. Finish the listing, and you'll be off to the races on making some good money. So anyways, I just wanted to share this hobby news with you guys and kind of talk about how great of a thing this is for us. For me, I am, like I said, a Billy Butler collector. I like to complete sets, so this is going to make a big difference for me. But overall, guys, I will be always sharing more news for the hobby and also more opportunities to make money, whether that's through arbitrage or investing or all these different things. So please like and subscribe, and I'll be releasing more content soon. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.